Brent's nose running last week or something? Is that what?
Keep your nose clean.
Call the meeting to order. Oh, please rise. I ask you to join me in a moment of reflection on the business that's before us this evening. And if you please join me in a pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Alderman Basso.
Here.
Alderman Begley.
Here.
Alderman Violet.
Here.
Alderman Clifford.
Here.
Alderman Key.
Here.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Here.
Alderman McGovern.
Here.
Alderman McGrogan.
Here.
Mayor, City Clerk, Treasurer, and Attorney Alpert.
All right, no special presentations tonight. Under the consent calendar, I've got three items. The approval of the city council meeting minutes from, January 17, 2023. The approval of the payroll and voucher list for the period ending February 3rd, 2023. And then approval of request by Park Lawn to conduct a tag day on designated corners in Palos Heights in accordance with the city code on the dates of April 7th, 8th, 14th, and 15th. Someone make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Clifford, seconded by Alderman McGovern. Discussion, roll call.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
All right, thank you. No sealed bids tonight. Actually, I don't have any remarks either. City clerk?
I don't either.
City treasurer?
Yes, thank you. This is the treasurer's report for the month ending December 31st, 2022. The general fund began the month with $5,788,661, revenues of $1,700,451, expenses of $4,074,050, other source use $50,881, giving an ending cash balance in the general fund of $3,364,181. The total of all funds began December with $22,798,973. Revenues for December were $7,085,918. Expenses $6,722,486. Other source use $58,782, giving a ending balance in all city funds of $23,221,188. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Need a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Clifford.
Second.
Second by Alderman Violet. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. City attorney?
No report.
Any communications anyone have this night? All right. Citizens wishing to address the council? DS is open. Okay. Finance committee, Alderman McGrogan.
Mr. Mayor, the only thing I have to report is nothing specific within Palos Heights, but more the county. We've talked over the last few meetings about the real estate tax bills, and if anybody really wants to pay or they're going on vacation, all they have to do is take 55% of the last tax bill from the second installment that they received right before the end of the year, and that would be the amount in case you're going to be out of town or you want to get the check out or something. And I think I looked it up today before the meeting. The bills are going to be due on April 3rd. So that's the end of my report.
Great, thank you, sir. Public safety, Alderman Basso.
Yes, Mayor, I have no items on the agenda. I'd just like to remind everyone to take a peek at the monthly newsletter, Palos Heights, so they can refresh themselves on some of the safety tips that the police department has to offer every month. Keep yourself safe, indoors and outdoors, and that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Municipal grounds and property, Alderman Begley.
Thanks, Mayor. I have a few items on my agenda this evening. The first is a motion to approve replacement of smoke detectors for the Channel 4 building with Johnson Controls in the amount of $6,040.17.
Moved by Alderman Begley, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Lewandowski, discussion, roll call?
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
The next item is related to the remodeling or the proposed remodeling related to the, to City Hall. I have a motion to approve architectural redesign of City Hall with Wold Architect and Engineers in the amount of $60,000.
Moved by Alderman Begley, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Lewandowski, discussion?
It's the redesign of City Hall. This has just been redesigned. I take it this is not included.
Are you referring to this room?
Just, yeah.
When you say
It
this,
just says, because I wasn't at the meeting, I didn't get, architectural redesign of City Hall.
It's the
City
entire
Hall's-
City Hall premises. I'm not sure I understand your question,
He
Jack.
means not the chambers here, this will probably.
Oh, yeah, this isn't included.
That's what I'm getting at. So you're talking about the front up here and the back back
The
there,
entire premises.
Yeah. front and
Other
back,
than this room.
other than this room.
Other than this room.
Okay, just want to make sure. Just seemed like
Oh, right. Good call.
quite a bit of money.
Any other questions? Roll call?
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Begley.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Motion carries. A motion to approve payment to McLeod Aquatics to treat for algae and chara at Lake Catherine with Public Works and Lake Catherine splitting the cost 50-50 in the amount of $10,663.56.
Moved by Alderman Begley, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Lewandowski, discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Motion carries. Second to last is a motion to approve the 2023 maintenance contract with CNC Lawn Care servicing the Art Park, raised planters, and plant beds for the months of April through October for $2,845 per month, equaling a total amount of $19,915.
Moved by Alderman Begley, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Lewandowski, discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Motion carries. Last, we have a motion to approve the 2023 commercial lawn service agreement with True Green in the amount of $19,492.94.
Moved by Alderman Begley, second by Alderman Lewandowski.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Motion carries. That's the end of my report this evening,
All right.
Mayor. Thank you.
Alderman Begley. Planning and zoning, Alderman McGovern?
Mr. Mayor, the only thing I have is that we're still engaged in discussions with McNaughton Development about that Hidden Meadows development project. And it's gonna be a while. So, that's it. That's all I really have for this.
Recreation, Alderman Key?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't really have a report, but I just like to, I know I'm speaking for everyone in this room and everyone at the rec department, the whole staff, but 2 weeks ago tonight, we lost suddenly a longtime employee of 21 years, Linda Bauer, and just like to send our condolences and our just well wishes and prayers to her and her family, her kids. She's a resident. Worked here for 21 years. If you've ever been to the front desk at the rec center, you've talked to Linda. And she was a very pleasant face to see at the front desk, and she will be missed. And that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Rules of Construction, Alderman Clifford?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion to adopt an ordinance amending Chapter 76 of the City Code, Schedule 4, stop intersections to create a stop intersection, the intersection of 125th Street and 72nd Court for the north and southbound traffic.
Moved by Alderman Clifford, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley, discussion?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I was reading this, and according to the manual for understanding traffic and control devices, you're supposed to have 3 accidents there in a year. Now, there were one last year, the beginning of last year, the end of last year, but the third one that they had on there was from 2020. So it's not in compliance with that. Second part of my discussion would be that we just went through everything from 76th Avenue west, north of 127th Street. So I just, I don't understand this.
Well, I understand there was a traffic engineer who did look at this spot and recommended this, so.
Yeah, the Public Works pulled the records, as Alderman McGovern said, at the request in the third ward there. They reviewed the records of that, the engineer reviewed the records of that, and it's within our allowance to okay that within the city there. So that's the reason it was done.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call.
Alderman McGovern.
I'm still gonna say no.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
That's the end of my report, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. License permits and franchises, Alderman Lewandowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No report this evening.
All right, water and sewer, Alderman Violet.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to approve payment to Lindahl Brothers for pavement restoration associated with a water main break on the Westgate Avenue cul-de-sac in the amount of $15,045.
Moved by Alderman Violet, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley, discussion, roll call.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
I move to approve first payment to National Power Rotting Corporation for the 2022 sewer rehabilitation program that was completed in November of 2022 in the amount of $46,711.17.
Moved by Alderman Violet, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley, discussion, roll call.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
And I move to approve payment to Integral Construction Incorporated for the Menominee Lift Station Rehab Project in the amount of $218,911.
Moved by Alderman Violet, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Violet, by Begley, discussion, roll call.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman
Aye.
Clifford. Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
I move to approve a scope of work change for the tank vent repair at the Palos Hospital Reservoir with Vance Industrial Incorporated in the amount of $7,251, totaling an amount now of $27,183.
Moved by Alderman Violet, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Key, discussion, roll call.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
I move to approve payment for professional services with RJN Group for the 2022 sewer rehab design and construction rendering through December 2nd, 2022 and December 30th, 2022, the 2022 on-call sewer system services and for the GIS services rendering through December 30th, 2022 in the amount of $8,159.38.
Moved by Alderman Violet.
Second.
Second by Alderman McGrogan, discussion, roll call.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes. And that's the end of my report, Mr.
Just to add on to your report, over the weekend, we had a couple of water main breaks, and
Yes,
one
we
was
did.
at Independence, and I got a nice, Sunday evening, I got a nice letter from the superintendent from 128, talking about the professionalism that Adam and his crew did as far as getting the school closed on Friday and getting people, rerouted and stuff like that, so I just want to put it on record that it was a nice job they did taking care of that.
And they always do.
They do, right.
Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
On the report there, as you can see, a lot of repairs that, and it's especially on the lift out, that's only one of 3 little projects over that way. One's on 123rd, which is gonna be quite costly, and there's another culvert station crossing on Cheyenne. It's gonna have to be replaced pretty soon. And it just brings to a point about the infrastructure and our water system in the city. It's starting to get, I hate to use the word antiquated, or it's gonna need some tender loving care coming up. And I think it'd be a wise thing to find ways to accumulate or start looking at funding for these projects that are gonna happen between now and the next 10 years, so.
Actually, if you want to address that?
Yeah,
And I-
we're in
I
the
know-
process of looking at some funding. We postponed a motion that's going to be brought up at the next water and sewer meeting, but clearly, with the expenses that we're entailing, we are going to need more funding. Projects take a long time, too. This project on Westgate, at the Westgate cul-de-sac, been going on all year because they couldn't get equipment. The project at the Menominee Lift Station is still in process. It's been going on for like 6 months, and if you pass by the area, you see that the equipment is all there and still standing there because they're staging in the area as well. Just a backlog of supplies and things, and we can also look forward to everything going up in price because as things become harder to get, price goes up. But our committee is in the process of addressing potential financial shortfall down the road.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, I had talked to Senator Cunningham about it already, about some funding from the state, and I have a lunch, or not a luncheon, I have a meeting on Tuesday with Representative Caston here. And one of the things, other than the postal situation over on McIntosh, the second thing I want to talk to him about is funding for the infrastructure. So one of the downsides we have is that we are not replacing lead pipes. There's a lot of money available for lead pipe replacement. Our pipes are not lead. It's going to be a little harder to get, but there's money out there. And I was told by a representative from Senator Durbin that even if you get a loan, there's loan forgiveness for infrastructure needs. So that's what we're going to be looking at. So, okay. Anything else? Business and economic development.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think the city, on the city's webpage and also out on social media, there's been a posting, but the Palos, Lake Catherine is partnering with the Palos Heights Beacon Committee to provide businesses, schools, and residents of Palos Heights with oak tree saplings. And so Palos Heights residents will get a 5 to 6 foot tall white oak, bur oak, or a red oak for a $50 fee. And then qualified businesses or schools or other organization applicants will receive a 5 to 6 tall white bur oak for $100. And the way you apply for that is to send an email to a person at Lake Catherine. So that email is going to be Sophia, SOPHIA SHUKIN at lakecatherine.org. And you need to get those in by March 31st to be, and I think there's a certain number of trees, but they do want to use them all though.
Sure,
so,
great.
Yeah. And then I'd just like to say congratulations to those guys. They've been in business, not in our town the whole time, but they've been in business for 10 years. So they're celebrating a 10-year anniversary. And then Harvest Room Restaurant at 127th and Harlem just recently last week celebrated their 10th year in town here. So congratulations to them.
It should be noted, I did not win the raffle at those guys.
You did not.
The five of clubs.
was a good
the
prize,
five of
too,
clubs
wasn't it?
won. Then I had the two of hearts. So.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Cable TV.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Excuse me. Earlier, before our meeting, we had an opportunity to go over to Channel 4, our new broadcast building, for all practical purposes. It's gorgeous. It's really a state-of-the-art building. if you have any questions about Channel 4, its operation, its use, its development, you can ask either Ron Jankowski or Carl German, any of the staff back there. They'd love to turn around, walk you through it, show it to you, and just let you see what a wonderful TV station that they have produced. Not only that, they went through over 300 shows this year. And including with that, they now have the best TV station in the entire state of Illinois. And if you catch it through YouTube, as Carl was telling us earlier, you can get it worldwide. So, my congratulations, our brand-new studio. I think everybody that was in there and got to see it, and if you haven't had a chance to see it, stop in. Money well spent. Very well. For a town of 12,000 people, there's not another one like it in the entire state of Illinois.
Mr. Mayor, if I could just add to that, I was part of the group that got the tour. Very impressive. But, we know that the technology is top-notch and stuff, but, something that we all know in this room is that the people involved are top-notch as well. And Carl was sharing part of his background and his expertise and some of the technology stuff, and he talked about how all the volunteers and the staff that produce these shows are like family. And I think it comes out in the shows that it is, and it's a real blessing to our residents here, but it's a blessing to view the fruits of their labor, but also a blessing to know them as people.
That kind of same mind, Dave from the Channel 4 brought his parents in to see me today. So I met them, so that they are family. All
I
right.
think Carl could help me with my remote control. I'm having trouble getting it.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to piggyback on all those comments. I took a tour of the facility a couple weeks ago, and coupled up with the fantastic job that the cable TV crew does, that studio is going to do nothing but make that an even better situation. Come a long, long way, and what I believe is 20 years since the beginning already of cable TV, and with the addition of Ron and the people he's brought on, it's it's got to be the best in the state.
We've had comments to that point from Comcast, yes. Very good. Thanks, guys.
Mayor, what he was saying, that a lot of people on the history of our cable, just a compliment to how they went there. When we first did that, there was a little stage right here. And I used to have a VCR tape camera. And I would go around, me and Bob, and we filmed little different events, and Ron had a hookup with Comcast, and just plugged it into the wall there, and it sort of, spare the word, bush leagued it out to Ron. That was the first cable thing. And we'd film the concert, put it on tape, then Ron would take it from there. Then we went on a tour, Alderman Bass and myself, former Alderman Fulkerson, out to Lamont. And they had a TV thing going on out there, and all the equipment was in a closet, like a long closet, walk-in closet. We went with Ron and we looked at it, and Ron took it from there, which now became this over here, which now became world-class over there. And then Alderman Basso came up with a program called Meet the Merchant, we wrote out, and then go around and talk to the businesses and what was going on. So that was sort of the inside of it, and then Ron just, with his expertise, Kyle and his staff, just expanded it.
Yeah, if you remember before Ron joined us, and going back 20-some years, we had basically a PowerPoint that played 24 hours a day with music. That the only music they had was somebody used to give them a CD from the office. If they didn't bring the CDs, we had no music. So that was how it was.
That's what it was. Right?
That's how it was. So it's come a long way. Really fine job by everybody. All right, any old business?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I have a question. Did the city qualify for the PPP programs that the federal government
It's
did?
not, governments don't.
you know, it's interesting, especially for businesses out there, that, and the reason I brought it up was that apparently a follow-up program, and maybe Jim might even know about it, Jim Damicky, the treasurer, but I guess that if the businesses maintain the city employees, they have on one of these other giveaway programs they actually qualify now for a second check.
Right.
I want to say it's like $20,000 an employee.
$27,000 per.
27. So if there's any, you know, business people watching on television and you haven't done it, it's probably a good time to check with your CPA or accountant, because it's, I know a resident that I was talking to at Palos Heights said that he got a call one day from his CPA, and much to his surprise, the guy said, you know, multiply the number of employees you have, you qualify for, and he said it was quite a bit of money.
Right.
So it's a good plan. The other thing I wanted to bring up is when you have those meetings at the Southwest Conference of Mayors or with Senator Cunningham, you might want to try to mention to him that I think all of us should be concerned. The city is in negotiations with one of the major utilities, the city of Chicago. And I've been following it on the news and in Cranes and some of the business magazines that I get. And in the plan, it's quite extensive. They want an increase of like $1.7 billion over for this contract. And the contract would obligate the city of Chicago for the next 15 years, and they have an option to go out even further. And in order to pay for some of the programs that they want to come through on this, and like carve out some of the money that comes from utilities, they're suggesting that it would not only come from the city of Chicago residents, but they might dip into the suburbs, which, you know, I think that would concern probably, you know, all your fellow mayors and stuff. So it might something to keep an eye on. You just got to keep reading the fine print, which is boring, but it's in there.
Great, thank you. Any other old business? Any citizens wishing to ask questions? New business? Entertain a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?